Good afternoon. Yes. It is so energizing to be with my League family. Thank you to the DC League for being our host, and to Mayor Bowser for welcoming us to the nation's capital. What a special tribute that was to Dr. Turner earlier. I am so glad that her family were able to join us earlier this afternoon. Deb, or Dr. T as we called her affectionately, was strong yet gentle and is deeply missed. We carry forward her spirit of, yes, defending democracy, but also strengthening bonds that make that possible. Bonds that allows us to better understand experiences we may not have lived and build on learnings across generations. Intergenerational connections were very important to Dr. T. We do indeed stand on the shoulders of the generations before us, who fought for a voice in our democracy, for civic representation, for equality. Talking of foremothers, a quick personal reflection. Here is a way, way, way back picture of me with my mom. The playing field was far from even for women. But my mom persevered to have an impactful civil service career and taught me the power of stick-to-itiveness, sticking with it. And this is me with her mom, my Nanu. Also when I was a little girl, a self-educated woman, Nanu raised 6 children alone after being widowed at a young age and instilled in me the strength to never back down from what is right. What you see in the background is her house being rebuilt after a brutal civil war that gave birth to Bangladesh. A country on the other side of the world and a civil war that was fought for a people to speak their own language and have a say in their government. Oceans apart in geography, but united in the principle that everyone must have an equal say in selecting those who represent us. I'm honored to be part of the League of Women Voters. At the heart of our mission is the belief that every voice deserves to be heard, that every vote counts, that together we make things better, irrespective of the color of our skin, the faith we practice or not, the language we speak, the way we dress, who we love, or how many generations ago we landed on the soil. Each June, as the League gathers for its national convention or council, we celebrate Pride Month, which honors the 1969 Stonewall Uprising in Manhattan, marking a tipping point for LGBTQ+ activism for equal rights. Being also the National Immigrant Heritage Month, June recognizes the determination and energy of each generation of immigrants who have propelled our nation forward while navigating systems that can be fraught with obstacles. And just 9 days ago, we commemorated Juneteenth National Independence Day, recognizing the Thank you. recognizing the abolition of slavery in the United States and the nearly 2.5 years it took from the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 to when enslaved Americans of African descent were finally released from bondage in the furthest Confederate state. These turning points didn't just happen over the course of history. And like the women's suffrage movement, freedoms and rights were not granted, but rather demanded and obtained through activism, advocacy, stick-to-itiveness, and the determination to never back down from what is right. We recognize that our nation and the League is strengthened by the array of individual differences and life experiences that these movements bring to the forefront. As the League continues its transformation, we will grow our power at all levels by ever more deeply embracing the richness of the varied personal journeys, enabling each individual to bring their authentic selves and being a place where lived experiences are understood, not compared. DEI is more than a policy. It is a lifestyle and culture that moves us towards an ever more inclusive, multiracial, and multicultural democracy, or organization, actually, because only an inclusive, multiracial, and multicultural organization can fight effectively for an inclusive, multiracial, and multicultural democracy. Today, our democracy faces challenges. But we have faced challenges before. During the height of the Red Scare, League President Percy Maxim Lee testified before Congress against Senator Joseph McCarthy's abuse of congressional investigative powers, stating, quote, "I believe tolerance and respect for the opinions of others is being jeopardized by men and women whose instincts are worthily patriotic, but whose minds are apparently unwilling to accept the necessity for dissent within a democracy." It is the League's efforts that help remove federal jobs from a spoil system to a merit-based civil service. League members worked successfully for the enactment of the Social Security and Food and Drugs Act. More recently, in the fall of 2021, the League with its partners rallied in front of the White House that shifted this administration's stance on the filibuster when it comes to voting rights bills. Just ahead of the 2022 midterm election, the League successfully sued to stop vigilante surveillance of ballot drop boxes in Arizona. And yesterday, many of you advocated for the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act with your elected officials on the Hill. Thank you. We did not back down before, we will not back down now, and we will not back down in the future for what is right. We will not only defend democracy, but build a stronger democracy. I want to wrap up with a fun personal connection. Some of you may know that I'm a long-distance runner. An event I have enjoyed over the years is participating in the Chicago Marathon, made even more special by my 2 kids running me in at the end. The marathon is truly an inspirational experience for me. People of all backgrounds and abilities from around the country and around the world train hard for months to take on the streets of Chicago. As for myself, I train with a group called the Glen Ellen Runners, and on Marathon Sunday, we congregate at a conference hall the group reserves at the Congress Plaza Hotel, just steps from the start and finish line of the Chicago Marathon. Interestingly, it is at the Congress Plaza Hotel where the league was officially organized on February 14th, some 104 years back in 1920. So 2 of my passions, democracy and distance running, intersect at the very same spot. Like the marathon, which requires a commitment to training, democracy requires a commitment to be educated, to be active, and to be engaged for it to be sustained. Democracy, like the marathon, requires us to go the distance. So let's go the distance together. Thank you.